Leslie. Oh, that's Dale, but you're all right.
All right, welcome everybody. It's nice to see faces in the crowd.
Sir.
Before we get started, I got to do our normal, regular sayings here about public meetings. This is the new voluntary Title VI public involvement survey that we have to announce in order to keep our funds, our federal funds. As a recipient of federal funds and in support of Lawrenceburg's efforts to ensure non-discrimination and equal access to all citizens, the city gathers statistical data regarding participants in city activities. Therefore, we have provided a voluntary Title VI public involvement survey at this meeting. It's located on the back wall if you want to fill one out. You are not required to fill this or to complete this survey. However, the form is anonymous and will be used solely for the purpose of monitoring our compliance with Title VI and ADA. So we got that stuff out of the way. What I'd like to do is call to order the Board of Works meeting for April 5th, 2021. Can I get a roll call, please?
Sure can. Let's go with Board Member Tony Abbott.
Here.
Board Member Tommy Roulette is absent tonight. We've got City Attorney Dale Weldon.
Yes, sir, here.
And we got President Kelly Milan.
Here.
And myself.
All right. Any announcements for this board? Tony, you got anything?
No, I have none.
Okay, I don't have anything for this meeting. If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the previous minutes.
So moved.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion will carry. New business, Mr. Weldon, we got a perf correction.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. If it pleases the Board of Public Works and Safety, we have a former employee, or retired employee, whose perf was not started on time. It has started 3 months late. Clerk Treasurer's Office has been excellent about tracking this down, tracking down the information. I sent a spreadsheet out to everybody today, and I know it's late. You know, these guys like to get things very early because they're very diligent about looking at what's going to be in front of them. So I apologize for getting it to you just today. That's when I got it, but it is 3 months of payments that the Clerk Treasurer's Office calculated. They're proposing, and it's up for consideration tonight, to vote to give them the authority to make those contributions, and so those total contributions would be $536.90, and that would catch this individual up. This individual retired from LMU, but he worked for the city when this happened.
Right.
The city proper.
So, and since he has retired, we want to get it caught up. But there are more.
Yes, sir.
We've
that's
done
my
about 4 or 5 of these already, back paid. So, and we're going to get them all together. The rest of them be done with this completely.
I think that between Jenny and the Clerk Treasurer's Office, they're going through each individual employee separately, just to make sure there's been no mistakes.
Yeah, because I'm kind of like you. I think you're in agreement too. We just want to do it all at one time, get it all done and over with. But I don't mind doing this one because he's already retired.
Good.
Yeah, I think the mayor made a good point, and that's their request, is just to do this one, and then we got the other group, because I think it's screwing up his retirement.
Okay. Well, I'll entertain a motion then, Tony, to approve the number, was 500 and, what was the number?
$536.90, and
$536.90.
and Your Honor, I would also note for the record that these missed payments occurred between January and February of the year 2000. So for whatever it's worth, I mean, this wasn't anyone in this administration. We're just kind of going back and fixing these when they come up, and I know it's been frustrating because they kind of keep coming up, but we fix problems when they come up. That's what we do.
Make it right for people anyway.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I entertain a motion to approve that,
I so moved.
and I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Okay, Mr. Tremaine, you got a quote for this group on new radios?
Yes. First thing, I went ahead and passed out the runs for March, so everybody's got a copy of that. Yeah, what we got here, everybody should have a copy of the quote. Of course, communications are vital, and we knew we were going to have to replace our old radios. So, several years back, we enlisted Judy's help to try to get a federal grant for fire departments, which we've applied for that 2 or 3 times. It's a very competitive grant process, and we failed all. So I went and talked to the mayor, and I said, hey, we've got to replace these radios. It is actually turned into a safety situation for us. So I had Mobilcom quote 16 radios, and that includes programming, and we have lapel mics, and it's all one cost, and it ended up being $78,441.78. This is not budgeted money, and that's why I'm here tonight. I do have money in a non-reverting fund, but it's not budgeted. I need Board of Works approval to send this to council to get their approval to make this purchase. Originally in 2005, when we bought these, we had like 35 radios. We've gone back, reevaluated. We have replaced, I believe, 4. So we're cutting it back anywhere from 10 to 15 radios from what we used to have. So these are all portable radios. Actually, it'd be similar to one I have on the floor over there, and we're replacing this type here. So I just asked the board if they would approve to pass to council to approve the purchase and to use the non-reverting to pay for it. It'd be the fire department non-reverting fund.
Any questions, Tony?
No, I have none. How, what was that total amount? 78,441?
78.
Yeah, 78. Yep.
And this would be, we would just be passing it on with a favorable to
Recommendation, yes.
let them supply the funds for it. So if no questions, I'll ask for a motion to approve the purchase of maybe 16 radios?
Yes.
16 new radios for the Lawrenceburg Fire Department, and a total of $78,441.78. And I'd like to pass this quote on with a favorable from Board of Works to City Council.
So moved.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief, and congratulations on your son's wedding.
Yeah.
We've assumed you behaved. We assumed you behaved. Yeah. We'll leave it at that. Okay, Mr. Fetty, Staff Accountant.
Yeah, thanks. You know, on behalf of the Hire Committee, we would like to recommend Hunter Klump for the position of Staff Accountant. Hunter, he has over a year of the utility experience, was what we were looking for, and he also has the NISC experience. He will start part-time, okay, on April 16th, and will begin full-time with salary and benefits on May the 10th. We will have a contract made up for him for the April 19th meeting for the May 10th starting position.
Okay, so since this is a new hire, but we're actually replacing somebody that was there, and it stops us from outsourcing some of our work. So we're actually saving money by hiring this person.
That is
right?
correct, yeah. In the long run, this is going to, well, I mean, in the short run, it's going to save us money right away. I mean, because it's going to allow us to keep everything in-house. Right now, we do use an outside accounting source quite a bit for the utility accounting. This would eliminate that.
Great.
All right, Hunter, what's the last, Klump?
Klump.
Hunter Klump, okay. All right, Tony, if any other questions?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve Hunter Klump as the staff accountant for reporting to the clerk treasurer's office.
So moved.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion will carry. Thank you. Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I have no other new business. Tony, you got any old business
Nope,
for this
none.
one? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve claims.
So moved.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Next meeting I'd like to call to order is City of Lawrenceburg Parks and Recreation agenda, or meeting for April 5th, 2021. Roll call, please, Mr. Fetty.
Board Member Tony Abbott.
Here.
Board Member Justin Noppert. Here. Board Member Tommy Roulette is absent. Board Member Lenny Fryman.
Here.
Board Member Brett Bondurant.
Yes, sir.
City Attorney Dale Weldon.
Here.
President Kelly Malone.
Here.
And myself.
Okay. Mr. Richardson, is he here?
Yes.
Oh, he's hiding.
Boy.
He doesn't like the public. He hides back there. He doesn't want to address the public. Thanks, Richard. You got about three things tonight, I think. First one, furniture request.
Furniture
Community
request
Center.
is number one. So you all had that in your packets. This is from Lee Company Incorporated. We've been working with a representative there named Kip. And in total, for what we'd like to see at the Lawrenceburg Community Center, we would be looking at a total of $75,465.38. That would allow us to revamp the entire facility, make it more user-friendly for the various people that utilize the facility throughout the week. This came about after speaking to people that use it for digital purposes as far as schooling is concerned, or resume building. Came about after speaking to some social service representatives about what would be good at the facility, about how they could use it to have better visits. So, after we talked to those people, this is kind of what we came up with as a plan. The coloring that you see within your packets is not exactly what would be there. We will work with a design team to come up with the proper shading for the various furniture throughout the facility, but we'd like that to incorporate the current city colors of different shades of blue, gold, and some black throughout the facility in the different areas. There are schematic drawings in there as well as to where the furniture would go and as to what the different areas would look like. This would allow us to change the conference room from a conference room, which we do not need any longer. It would now be a classroom. Could be utilized as a conference room. We'll have flexible seating within there. Our cafeteria area would be revamped, changed. Our flexible seating area for the kids would be existent in the computer lab area as well as the game room area. And those are the round seats that you see within your packet. Those can be moved, as the kids would want to, maybe take them to different areas, have a little bit more freedom.
As everybody knows, the city took over ownership, or not ownership, but operating the community center. And what we found was needs to be a lot of upgrades done. It's been a while.
Correct.
Since, carpeting's ripped. We had some furniture that was all ripped up down there. We're gonna have sort of a re-grand opening of the community center. We wanna make it, as welcoming as we can. I know Richard's working on a lot of new programs, things like that will be rolled out as well, but this is one of the first steps, actually. What was that total again for the Lee Company?
$75,465.38.
Okay.
And there's two separate pieces, or two separate quotes that you would look at. The first 4 pages would be the first quote, and then when you get to the 5th page, that is the second quote. Those chairs are specifically for the silver sneakers and stretch and strength and body toning programs that we have at the center. Those chairs that we currently have been depleted. They are well past their lifespan.
Okay, this is the total for the combination of the two?
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. Any questions up here? You guys?
Did you put a test on those new chairs he's talking about?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Bring Lenny down.
What are you saying? What are you saying, Justin? If there are no questions, I would entertain a motion to approve the Lee Company to supply to refurnish the community center at a total of $75,465.38.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Next thing is age limits and signage. I think you want some clarification, Richard?
Yeah, I just wanted to tie up the loose end there. I know that I had presented at the Parks Board meeting at a previous date. I just wanted to tie up that loose end. We still didn't really get a determination about what your age limit was going to be. Currently, that age limit is 12. We had discussed moving it to 10, possibility of maybe 11. Just wanted to see what the pleasure of the board was on that particular idea. I will say I did include in your packets the email exchange that I had with Debbie McQueen at Sites Insurance. And she said the main thing, we could make it any age that we want it to be, but we've got to be consistent with it, and we have to make sure that our signage is up to date. So the first step to get that signage up to date is to figure out what the age is going to be.
What would you recommend? Any recommendation or?
And after, hearing the different thoughts of the board, what you're thinking, I would be fine with the 11.
What is it currently?
Currently, it's 12.
Okay.
Is that kind of reinforced by what you've seen? Have you experienced that? I know we haven't gone through the summer months yet, while you've been director, to kind of see as the
And
younger kids come in.
It's an odd thing because with the COVID situation going on, and then obviously it's not summer, it seems like you get a good mix in there. I have not personally seen any unaccompanied or unattended to 10-year-olds. So I haven't seen that. I think it usually stays, 12 and up.
Is that got to be because that's what it?
And that's probably because that's what it's always been. And, with the new leadership, new ownership, people probably adhered more to the 12-year-old age limit, whereas before, there was some leeway given, which is not necessarily a bad thing. One of the things that had been discussed previously was, if the 10-year-old comes, what's our liability? I think, a question that you might ask is, if the 10-year-old is coming in there unaccompanied, how'd the 10-year-old get there? To me, I guess my thought process on it was, if a 10-year-old is out walking the streets, I'd rather have them in the facility where they can learn something, where they can, maybe get some guidance, rather than be out on the street. That was just my thought process on it. That's where I was coming from.
What does, how old is a sixth grader? 11?
11,
11?
11, 12.
So that 11 would encompass all of middle school,
Yeah.
correct? Where 12 is usually a seventh grader, I think. Is that true?
Well,
I mean, if you dropped it to 11, though, it would include.
my grandson's birthday is this month, and he's in 6th grade. He'll be 12. So
My grandson's gonna be in sixth grade. He'll be 11 this month. So it's probably
I like the idea 10-year-olds because I'm like you, Rich. I'd rather them, if they're going to be out, I'd rather them come to the community center where they got some kind of supervision. And that's the way we pretty well ran the pool ever since.
Is the pool 10?
Rather than be there.
The pool is currently 10?
I'm not sure what the age is now, but
Pool
we'd
is
rather
8.
them be there than out running around.
That's an interesting viewpoint on it, on things. So, which is kind of a new perspective.
I think anything
How do you
below
feel about 10?
I think we have the staff that can handle it.
How does the rest of the park board feel about 10?
I'll say this,
What do you
I'm
say?
kind of throwing back and forth 11 and 10, but I do trust that man and his integrity and what he's thinking as he is running it.
Okay.
And I kind of side with you.
I'm on the fence there too, Lenny, with regards to the age, just thinking on the other side of the spectrum with, 10-year-olds and, out roaming around. Granted, we want them off the streets, but, they, coming in unaccompanied as a 10-year-old. And we had this conversation whether it be a boy or a girl too, because my 11-year-old daughter, I'd say in a heartbeat she'd be fine, but my 11-year-old son, when he's 11, not so sure that would be the case. So,
But if they got.
Justin's saying us males are a little bit more immature.
Get the sense of that.
I know, I'm saying.
Probably
this is
personal experience, right?
This is self-awareness.
Hey, Richard,
I will agree with you on that, Justin.
have you looked at anything else like like-minded, like the community center, maybe in some surrounding areas, surrounding.
Yeah, I had looked up, different centers in different areas, whether
Are we
they be
close?
YMCA's. It really ran the gamut, and a lot of it depended on what was available at the facility.
Yeah.
The only thing at our facility that I think would be a limitation would be the workout facility, but the limit at the workout facility is still 15 years old. You have to be 15 years old with a parent waiver to be able to work out in the facility, or 18 to be able to come in and sign yourself up and work out.
Okay.
So
Does
that
that
would still stand, so that
Okay.
wouldn't be affected by the
Does that
10-year-old limit.
require you to have or different signage? Like
Yes,
just with
there's an
associated with
additional,
that room?
there's an additional form that a minor would have to have their adults sign before they could work out.
Well, I'll entertain a motion. Somebody want to put a motion out there for age of 10 or 11 or 36?
I'll make the motion for the age of 10-year-olds to enter the community center.
I'll second that.
So the motion on the floor is to lower the age to 10 years old to enter the community center unaccompanied. And Brett, you're seconding those?
And does that mean that they have to be signed in by a parent?
No.
That mean
They
just
would
walk in?
Unaccompanied.
Unaccompanied.
Unaccompanied, okay.
They do still need to have the waiver of liability signed by a parent.
Everybody has got to have that.
Everybody has got to have that, so that doesn't
Before they
change.
can enter,
So
yeah.
that liability is still in place,
If you're entering for the first time, you have to sign that.
correct.
Have an adult.
And again, all of that will be digitally updated as we proceed with the revamping process.
Okay, I got a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay.
All right, get a roll call, please.
Oh, we got Councilperson Tony Abbott,
Aye.
Councilperson Justin Noppert,
Nay.
Councilperson Lenny Fryman,
Aye.
and Councilperson Brett Von Dern.
Yay.
Okay, motion will pass 3-1 in favor. All right, next item is, has everybody had a chance to review the standard operating procedures for the center? Any corrections or anything for Mr. Richardson? If not, then I'd entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
All right, thank you, gentlemen, I appreciate it.
Keep up the good work.
Yes, sir. Keep up the good work.
I've got one other
Ma-
item in new
Mayor.
business that I had to get added, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I think I might have missed this, but the approval of the minutes, did
We didn't.
we do that?
No, we did not.
Oh, okay.
How come?
Oh, you didn't ask
Hey,
that?
I thought I missed
I
it.
was going back to it.
Oh, okay, my bad, I'm sorry.
Circling back around.
Anyway, I got one in under new business yet. Special Olympics is asking for us to be able to allow them to have their fire truck pull on August the 14th. That'll be downtown here on High Street and Short Street, that area. I just want to make you guys aware of it, but I'd like to get it in the form of a motion to approve or not approve.
I'll make a motion.
Lenny approves August 14th for Special Olympics fire truck pull. Any second?
Second.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now, does anybody want to approve the minutes of the previous meeting?
We're all scared to say anything now.
I know, me too.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Sorry about that. Motion carries. Any old business for this group?
No, but I would like to ask, how's Arch Street Park
That's what I was
going?
gonna
Seemed
ask
like there
too.
wasn't
Slow.
nothing going for a while.
It's slow, but it's going. They've got some things erected.
Yeah.
I had Mario make a call to the company to ensure that they have more people on site erecting because
There's only 2 of them today.
three,
Yeah.
I only seen 2, and all they were
one may
doing
have
was
been on
sitting.
break, but anyway,
They got it down quickly.
what's that?
It was down and out fast.
Yeah, so
We were doing so well with it 2 weeks ahead of time, and now it looks like it's just slowed down.
well,
I was
we,
talking to Mario. Did you talk to Mario today about it?
Yeah.
Yeah. This has slowed down a little bit, but it still looks like soon after school gets out, we should be up and running.
Soon after what?
School gets out,
Okay.
probably end of May, June, early June. So.
shooting for Memorial Day. That was the original, I think, that time.
Hey, Mayor, if I could bring up some of the parks, and I know with COVID regulations kind of easing and things, with the water fountains?
Mhm.
Are we gonna reopen the water fountains in the very near future?
Yeah, well, the plan is, until we get told otherwise by the state or the local health department, that we were gonna just operate as normal. Now, you know, somebody will have to make, you know, if you wanna go up and use a water fountain, that's your choice. If you don't want to, that's your choice. Other than that, we didn't know how else to treat it.
I just fill my bottle with the old fountain.
There you go. Yeah. That's the best way to do it, really, but until like either Mr., you know, Doc Nielsen or the governor comes out with other mandates.
Do we have operation times in any of those in regards to when the facilities are open, the bathrooms? Are we doing
They're
daylight
open.
to dusk?
Park bathrooms are open.
Okay. Do we close those during the off season? Do we lock them up?
They ought, yeah, we do.
Okay.
Simply for a couple reasons, vandalism being one of
Yeah.
them. But we do, the locks automatically do lock at a certain time at night.
Do we have any signage that tells that at all, that when
I don't
when they're operational?
know if they do or not,
I
but
wonder
we
if that
can
could be
surely
something we
get
could
it.
look into, just
Good.
so that people would be more aware if if they're out there.
Yeah,
Oh.
I don't see a problem with doing that.
Do you know what time it is?
No, I do not. We can set it, I don't, the parks foreman
Mhm.
does. I think we had, oh, well, there's Brad.
6 to 10.
6 to 10. See, I told you.
No.
6 to 10. No, thanks, Brad.
They're open 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
I knew.
Right
I
there.
didn't see Brad sitting back here.
Trying to help you.
Okay, thanks, Brad. All right, any other old business? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I have a question.
Oh, what?
Am I allowed to ask a
Oh,
question
of
in
course.
this meeting?
Go ahead.
Okay, Tri-Kappa is having a food truck fundraiser, and, we need a place to park it. It's May the 16th. And I had talked to Richard about possibly the parking lot at the community center, because that's not open on Sunday. But we would need to check, I guess, with Little League to make sure there's not like a big ball game going on and the place would be packed.
I would make sure I check with Mark Fetty's office about a business license for that, whatever vendor you're looking to
It's,
get.
it's actually Erin Bascom, and I think she has permits and everything. I
They'll have,
think she's got that all taken
They'll be
care
on
of, but,
file
okay,
and
we
this,
have
our
to-
second choice maybe would be like the fairgrounds, just in the parking lot.
I don't think
Do I need-
we have a problem with anywhere that would be, Gene, as long as their business license is up to,
Okay,
because I know Johnny's got stuff with his, you know, he has to check his stuff, and then Board of Health, they have to have the Board of Health certificate, things like that.
I think when they presented this to us, they said that they take care of doing all the licensing and everything, so I will make sure that she knows that Mark is the person to talk to.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and I guess we should just run it by you whatever date.
Well, I'll confirm that the Rudistills don't have an event too at the
Yeah,
Speedway that
right.
weekend, so.
Yeah, we got the calendar, which we'll be able to check it out and
Okay.
make sure.
Yeah, we'll get together with him. Like,
Okay,
we have a
perfect.
meeting tomorrow, so we'll talk about which one they think would be better, and then we'll round up.
Okay, thanks.
Answer your question?
That's it, yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Can I get a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Right now, we have to break, we have advertised an appropriations meeting for 6:30.
30, yes.
Mr. Fetty's office and Brittany compiled the appropriations, hoping that you've had a chance to review. And had any individual questions that you've contacted the clerk treasurer's office about those? Any questions? Are there copies over there of this or anything?
No, there's not.
There is.
Okay.
It's online, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is in
It's
the form
online.
of an ordinance, Mark. What ordinance number?
Yeah.
This will be ordinance 5.
5?
5, yes. Yeah, if there's any questions, I mean, as far as any of the numbers, I think a lot of it just has to do with, we transferred some money between some different funds. the public safety LIT fund, we was able to kind of take advantage of that fund a little bit more, move some things out of MDF in general into that fund, which is a tax-based fund, which kind of helps out for the city as far as budgeting and everything. So, yeah, you'll notice, like I said, if there's any question with any of it, just kind of let me know. I think I got answers for pretty much all of it. And we also had some transfers in the city as far as employees. So basically, they were in one fund, so we had to take money out of that fund and transfer it into a different fund to be able to pay them. So part of that, that's what that is.
Any questions? Okay, if not, I'd entertain a motion to approve this evening the additional appropriation and reduction ordinance, which is ordinance number 5-2021. So long as it is a unanimous vote, we would approve it in one reading. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, thank you. Okay, we will unpause that and we will call to order City of Lawrenceburg City Council meeting for April the 5th, 2021. If we could all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Roll call, Mr. Fetty.
Councilperson Tony Abbott.
Here.
Councilperson Justin Noppert. Here. All right, Councilperson Tommy Roulette's absent tonight. Councilperson Lenny Fryman.
Here.
Councilperson Brett Bondurant.
Yes, sir.
City Attorney Dale Weldon.
Here.
Mayor Kelly Malone.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, announcements, board reports, streets, alleys, and curbs for the downtown, Mr. Abbott.
Okay, well, first announcement I'd like to make is I think things are starting to get back to normal because we have our favorite audience participant, Miss Lee. Nice to see you back and healthy, huh? Now I got some of your favorite things, Your Honor.
Trees and speed bumps.
And trees.
Heat bumps. Eddie Canoe Alley, when they came in and asked for a heat bump, a street bump, whatever, we said we would put one of the humps in. Speed.
The temporaries?
Speed table.
They're not the temporaries. We're going to put in a speed. You got speed bumps, speed
Table.
hump,
Table,
speed
ain't it?
tables. You got three of them.
Okay.
I think we decided on the speed hump to match the one that's on the other end of the alley.
Okay.
Well, we put in the temporary, so she asked if she was going to get the speed humps.
Well, we can change that, but it's gonna have to wait until we get asphalt.
That's easier on the snow plows also. That way we don't have to take them in and out.
Well, the ones that are, the removables, we do take them out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll get it added to the, but we gotta wait till the asphalt companies that open up.
Alrighty. And we need, help me out here, Justin, the name of that street. It's at, from Tate Street to Center.
Cook Street.
Cook Street, there we go. The neighbors are asking for two of them put in there.
It's that's a thoroughfare in between Tate and Center that people kind of cut through, and I've been, just because I live about a half a block away, I've seen cars drive 55 miles an hour down this thing, and it is a major thoroughfare to the pool, and I think that's probably one of the more critical things that seeing kids coming through there. Then it's a one-way
So
street.
is this on Cook Avenue
It is
though,
on
or
Cook.
on the,
It's
on
Cook.
the alley we bought from the,
No.
big-
No,
this is on Cook.
It's Cook connecting Tate and Center.
Well, one of the things, the thing about it, I know these things kind of come up individually when when you hear from a constituent or you notice something that's dangerous, but we are in the very beginning of our comprehensive engineering plan, and that will come up, and that's one of the areas where you guys can and should have some input, is just talking to them about, okay, what is the comprehensive plan? Where are we seeing speeding? How can we fix that? A lot of times they'll, sometimes it surprises. Sometimes they'll say, well, take some of the stop signs out on this block, but add some here. And since we're in the middle of that plan, that might be something good to bring up and talk to them about.
I've said before, Lawrenceburg has, over the years, changed, where it used to be single home dwellings. Now these big single homes now are 3, 4 different apartments. And instead of entering off the street side, they're entering off the alley side too. So the alleys are becoming streets in Lawrenceburg. I mean, they're used just as much as the streets are. So,
Mayor, I know that we paid this engineering firm to do this survey. I mean, this has been a while back that we hired this company. I know that, like I said, I know I've been making payments to them, but I think they're pretty close as far as, are they pretty close to being finished to present something to the board, or?
I don't, I'll have to check with Mario and John. I think they were heading that up, or actually it started back.
I mean, it's gotta be getting close to the finish of that,
But we can ask about that.
and that would be part of it, right?
Yeah,
It was
speed
a
limits,
street and sign study, I think is what it was.
speed limits, speed humps, stop signs.
We've seen a lot of dividends on the speed bumps, I think, across from the pool there on Tate, those speed tables, because, I mean, that was also another thoroughfare.
The
that-
issue is you just can't make your whole city speed bumps.
yeah, we're gonna get the nickname Speed Bump City.
Yeah, and whatever comes out of this,
I mean, that's kind of what we
whatever
decided on
comes
it.
out of this study, yeah, still, some people will be happy, some people will be sad, because, you know, if it's in front of your house, you want traffic slow down, you want one,
Mhm.
right? I get it, I understand. I live on a dead-end street, and UPS, FedEx people drive pretty fast down the streets. There's a lot of kids on the street, but, you know, speed bump. Anyway, I'll see where they're at with that study, number one.
Okay.
But I wrote those two down, Tony.
Okay.
And I'll see if there was anything that they had going for that. Okay,
That's all I have under the announcements.
had enough?
Well, I could.
What about up on the
I could
hill?
bring up more.
I know, that's enough.
Well, speaking
Lenny?
up on the hill, you're talking about speed bumps, because I know you don't care for them. But now, they did put ours up on Bel Air, and they did put it up on Village. But, Randy, we
I
have,
got one in there.
you put one in there? Well, I haven't got
Temporary.
up there to, did you?
Mhm.
Well,
It was supposed to go back in.
Yeah, they pulled it. It's been out.
Well, we're putting it back in.
We got re-drill it.
Okay. It's going
Okay.
back in.
Appreciate it, because Bel Air, or Village, or Bel Air Apartments, on our street, we've had 3 accidents in the past month. Right there where that curve is.
Because they hit the speed hump and it veered them.
No, they didn't have none in there.
Lenny, you weren't involved with any of those, were
All
you?
3 of them.
No, I wasn't involved with them. They've done a good
Yeah,
job putting them
but
up.
Randy,
Appreciate that.
if the young lady contacts you, we're re-drilling the holes. I guess they got stripped out or something?
They repaved it.
That's right.
Well, the only thing that I don't understand, how they could, whoever did it, and I don't know if they figured out who broke that telephone pole off, it being that narrow, and just turning down that street, and then they couldn't find the car, or who did it.
Are we talking about speed humps, or are we talking
Well,
about,
we're talking about where somebody was going pretty fast down Randy to have to knock that telephone pole off.
3 in the morning, you can put your best guess out there. It probably wasn't.
All I could say to
Only
that,
speed involved.
don't be out there walking at 3 o'clock in the morning.
No, don't. No, you're right. What else, you got anything else up on the hill?
Everything's good.
Oh, good.
The park really looks great. Everybody's using it. It's got a lot of people. I'm very proud up there.
A lot of people there last night. I drove over about 6 o'clock last
I
night.
didn't get to go over.
Park was
It
I was there
Saturday,
last week.
Friday.
I was there last week for one of my grandkids' birthday parties, and it was packed then. It was beautiful.
I've seen them over there 8 o'clock in the morning.
I know.
I mean, a whole bunch of them,
That's what
kids
we
and
want,
everybody.
it's a great thing about it.
Yeah, that's good. We put the money in them, and I hope they get used like that. That's great.
Looking good up
Okay.
there. Only
Great.
thing I got
Uh-oh.
is the back pond. You know, we talked about it before, trying to make a walkway or something around for that. And I know you're saying, you can't do that. Well, somebody's got to be able to walk around. What happens if they get bit by a snake? I seen a copperhead up there the other day. It had to be that long.
I walked around. the
Finance,
pond.
Brett Bondurant.
Liverpool Mayor.
I don't like snakes.
I'm scared to death of snakes, so it could be this long. And I'm gonna tell you, it's that long, so.
All right. Parks and playgrounds, Justin?
Maybe we get some speed limit signs, some speed bumps around the paths around the parks.
What do you want?
Just to get them used to it as they grow up.
Yeah.
Nothing else, sir.
Okay. Announcements. I got a couple of short ones. I want to let everybody know April the 24th is Community Picnic. Please come and join us over at the Civic Park. You may see a councilman or two or three or whatever.
Anytime there's
Burgers?
free food, I'll be there.
Yeah. We got,
We're supposed to be there to, start the thing up.
we'll let you know what time to be there. I think it doesn't start till noon, for the community. We're gonna, have some giveaways every hour. And then the big giveaway at 3 o'clock is only for Lawrenceburg residents, so there will be a way to prove that, and that, like we did last year. And so, it'll be fun. We have, I think, 15 or 16 different vendors that are gonna be there that support the community, like the library and places that people can get information, of what all these people, different, support avenues do, so it'll be a good time.
Where's
That's
this at?
April 24th at the Civic Park. Yes, ma'am. And then the first Saturday in May is the big ALS car show, or Sunday in May.
That's right.
First Sunday in May, I believe it's May the 5th, 2nd? May 2.
Have we decided when we was gonna do what we was gonna do last year about the, cooking up on the hill and down here at the other park?
No, we haven't addressed that yet.
I'll tell you what, Mayor, what are you trying to do, make us all lose weight? I got an image to hold up.
Can I go? Those are the only two I had tonight. Okay, we got some meeting minutes to approve. The first one I'd like to ask for approval or motion on is to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And then, meeting minutes for, March the 11th.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And then a meeting, that motion carries. And then meeting minutes for March the 12th.
So moved.
Second.
Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motions carry. Chief Tremaine, I'll let you do a committee report if you want, but
All right.
Well, I just passed out the runs for March, I don't know, total 61, I think.
okay.
That's all I got.
Thank you. New business, first up, Brad Massey, city dump truck purchase.
I've got 3 quotes tonight from 3 local dealerships for a new dump truck. We're asking for a 1-ton single-axle dump truck. We've called Hag Ford, Bo Townsend Ford, and Fuller Ford. We're getting a 2022 F-350 6.7 diesel 4-wheel drive with a dump bed, I-box, which is a toolbox on the side, and a steel bed with a snow plow. The first bid from Hag Ford was $72,693.
Okay.
Bo Townsend, which is out of Vandalia, Ohio, is $86,070. And Fuller Ford, which is in downtown Cincinnati, is $79,718. All these are the same specs except for Hag Ford, which is a snow plow included from Donnie Thompson.
And they were still the lowest bid?
Yes, sir. And we confirmed that Thursday before we went home for the weekend with Mr. Caldwell.
And that includes a snowplow?
Yes, sir. A 9-foot snow plow from Donnie Thompson. Also, we have a little bit extra money we will be using for a salt spreader for this new truck, and it will be purchased from Donnie Thompson as well.
Any questions for Mr. Massey? By the way, this was in the budget for this year.
Correct.
So it's coming out of the
Yes.
budget amount, but I wanted to come and present it. And I'm glad you got 3 bids.
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
Yes, thanks.
Okay, you okay? You guys are okay with the Hag Ford?
Yeah, Rodney would be here, but unfortunately he lost his mother-in-law Saturday, so me and him were supposed to speak, but I told him I'd speak on his behalf, so.
Okay, so I would enter a motion. Any questions about the purchase, guys?
No.
And I would I would like to have a motion to approve the Hag Ford bid.
So moved.
That's at $72,693.
Correct.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Second by Justin. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thanks, guys.
Brad.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Brad.
Okay, next is Fairhaven West renovation project. Come on up to the podium. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Angie Richards with Harmony Housing, and I'm the consultant on the Fairhaven West apartment renovation project. I'm guessing that you guys all got the very thorough packet that I gave to the mayor. So just a kind of a brief overview. We're asking for a partnership to renovate the building located at 137 West Vine Street. This includes a complete overhaul of the apartments that are there, including the common areas and various outside building components and site components. There's a heavy emphasis on energy efficiency and handicap accessibility, and functionality updates for the seniors that reside there. The not-for-profit owner, Fairhaven West Apartments, Inc., they've secured $1,290,000 for the renovation from Federal Home Loan Bank of Indianapolis and Indiana Housing and Community Development Authority. But our recent bids came in over that. So we're requesting a partnership with the city to cover the remaining balance, which would be around $250,000. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you have about the request.
Questions, guys?
Okay, well, I guess I'll be the first. The grant money that you're getting, you'll be spending it first and then our money last, so that if there's money left over, that will revert back to us.
Absolutely. So a portion of that $250,000 is actually contingency. So that money would not be spent unless some kind of an unforeseen condition came up, like mold or termites or
they
something
always
crazy
come
like that.
They always
So yes, that would be spent last, and then any contingency remaining would be returned to the city.
Now, and this is all new heat and air for each individual apartment?
Yes, so right now there's a hot water boiler system that will be removed, and new, they're called mini split hyper heat units will be installed. So they'll be much more energy efficient. The tenants will be able to control the climate in every room will have that. The bedroom and the common area will have its own controls. So it'll be really, really nice for that component as well.
Take care of the air conditioning as well.
It does, yes, it does heat and air conditioning.
Okay, as far as the partnership with the city on this, so would you need, would our check have to be written at the beginning of this project, or would you just wait till the end?
We would wait until the end, so we could submit a certified AIA payment application from our architect at the end of the project, and then you would cover a portion or all of that payment application.
I was kind of asking how to invoice her, or how she was going to.
And any reporting that you need from our side, we're happy to provide that. We're going to be providing a boat ton of paperwork to the state and to Federal Home Loan Bank for the project. So we should be able to have anything that you might need.
Who kind of spearheaded the grant application process? Is that?
So the Fairhaven Apartments Board approached me to assist them. I worked with a lot of those board members in Oldenburg on the Meadowbrook renovation, and they're like, we really need to get this apartment renovated. So I worked with them for the past 2 years securing the grant funds. It's a long process, and none of us had the crystal ball of what was going to happen over the past year. So here we are.
I'm kind of curious, what about the residents that are in there now when the renovation's going on? How does that kind of work?
Yes, so we have a temporary relocation plan. So there are 4 apartments that will be renovated at a time. So residents will be moved to a temporary unit and then back to their unit after it's renovated. On site,
Right now,
yes.
they currently have 4 vacant or so.
Yes, 4 to 6, I believe, are vacant right now. So, and this is how we've handled these types of projects. We've done multiple in this area. Batesville renovated Golden Villa. Osgood had Buckeye Village, Oldenburg, Meadowbrook. So there's been several of them. And yeah, it's about a 45 days out of their unit. So they're kind of living temporary at that moment, and then they get moved back into their regular unit.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Been a long time
Very
coming.
nice for them.
Long time coming, yes.
Needs a lot of update on every apartment. I clean them, so people's apartments.
Now, do you have any
It's
future
really
plans?
unsafe for some of the seniors.
Plus, it looks like you're addressing so many accessibility issues along with this as well. I mean, it's such a huge demographic need that we have in here.
Next you're going after Fairhaven East?
I was gonna say, is there any future plans for
Yes,
Fairhaven East?
so the plan would be to try to secure grant funding for Fairhaven East, and maybe a possible partnership with the city for that one as well, so.
Before and after pictures are great, of what you provided, and
Thank you.
I think you'll see a huge difference. Been
Yeah.
needed for a while.
The end results are what really well received in all of the communities we've worked in, and occupancy kind of struggles in the beginning before we do the renovations, and then we've talked with USDA Rural Development. They're like, oh yay, you're renovating this one now, so the vacancy will drop way down after these apartments are renovated.
Now, on the rent, once it's all renovated, the rent doesn't go up, does it?
No, so these will remain affordable housing, and that's the stipulation with the grant funds that they're receiving. They have to continue to rent at the affordable rent levels, and they have rental subsidies as well. So whenever a tenant can't afford the rent that is assigned to that unit, they're able to receive a rental assistance subsidy that covers the portion that they're not able to afford. So there's a calculation that looks at their income and then says, okay, you can afford this amount, and then the rental assistance subsidy from USDA covers the rest of that rent. So it helps them with their operating budget.
That's the USDA.
Yes. Mhm.
They told us that our rent is according to our income. It didn't say about remodeling them. Now they say to remodel a building, they'll raise the rent. Or they're going against their contract that they're gonna raise the rent.
Rents will not raise because of the renovation.
And what about cigarettes? Can you get somebody to quit smoking in the building?
So there is a policy that they should not be smoking in the building.
Smoke is terrible.
Yeah,
My
that's-
doctor said, don't want you smoking that stuff.
I
We got a lot of
agree.
people on the heart doctors, and they don't want you smoking that smoke all the time.
No.
But nobody do anything about it.
Maybe the mayor can speak to the board members about that. Yeah.
Say something, they look like, oh, who cares? Yeah.
Is it a non-smoking facility
Yes.
currently?
Yeah, it is. And so there's a smoking area outside, and I believe that once the units are renovated, there will be some crackdown of the smoking inside of the units. So, because, yeah,
How come they got a big sign on the front door, thank you for making a non-smoking area? They smoke all over the building, it's not a smoking area.
yeah, it should not be happening. So I can talk with Butch.
My neighbor smokes night and day, I'm telling you.
Oh, my goodness.
Can't say nothing, have you?
We love you, Lee.
Where did I see that?
Okay.
What is there, how many units in there now? 25, 26, something like that?
There are 31 now.
Okay.
There are 6 efficiencies. So efficiency is where the bedroom and common area are combined. Those are more difficult to rent. So instead, we will be taking the efficiencies that set back to back and combining them. I think there might be a floor plan
I
in
think
there
there was,
showing
yeah.
that. So the end total number of units will be 28
Okay,
apartments.
that's the number I saw then. How many,
Yeah.
how many of those units will remain ADA accessible, and how many, are you looking to add more ADA accessible units?
Yes, so there are no units that are currently handicap
Oh, wow.
accessible. Yeah,
Okay.
it was built before ADA kind of came around, And so that's a big part of it. There will be 2 fully handicap accessible units.
Okay. Is that proven to be a pretty adequate number? 2 out of nearly 30?
So there will be visitability components to the other apartments, and then there will also be blocking installed in
Okay.
walls so that they can add blocking if needed
Gotcha.
around like toilets and showers. So there will be the ability to update, but like wheelchair accessible, we have to do 2 apartments to meet our requirements.
Okay.
And then the rest of them will be, a lot of them will have like transferable shower seats where you can transfer into the bathroom, the shower stalls, and they'll have raised toilets, like the 17-inch toilets
Gotcha.
instead of the small ones.
No plans to rename this after Buckeye something, right?
No, Buckeye was the example that's in there, so yeah, no, we're not renaming it.
Any other questions? If not, I'd entertain a motion, but I'd like it to be phrased in as such that the motion would be to partner with the Fairhaven West renovation project, not to exceed $250,000, with the caveat that anything that would not be used of that would be written back to the city.
And we're used on the back end, right?
Yeah, that's what she said, they won't get it till the end, yeah, I'll move to accept that, Mayor.
What's that?
I'll move that we get it.
I'll second that.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Angie, thank you for explaining. all
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you all very,
We-
very much.
We hope to see you again
We
about
appreciate
the other one.
Yeah,
Okay, sounds
Please,
good.
yeah.
Well, you can count on it.
I agree.
Watching people
Thank
over
you.
there, they're rough.
On the east side.
That's right.
Good thing it's not his district, huh?
That's Tony's district, right? Okay,
I've got the rough district.
good one. Okay, you guys have seen the donation committee recommendation?
Yes, sir.
No questions, I entertain a motion. If no questions, I entertain a motion to approve those.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And then recent Board of Works has sent the purchase of 16 radios over to council with a favorable. Any questions regarding that purchase?
Yeah, I have no issues with it. What kind of life expectancy do you get off some radios like that? Or, well, just maybe experience from the radios you have currently.
Well, we got the current radios in 2005. They stopped supporting them in 2017.
Okay.
So you're looking at, what, 12 years. What they come out with originally, what I had, is not fireman proof at all. Now they've built it to, a little more durable. And I will say one thing about the quote. This is, when they did this whole system, the state of Indiana, Motorola had to create a quote, a guaranteed quote, which was a savings to municipalities. So this is a state bid process, and it's sole source.
Yeah.
We could use a different brand, but that's not a good idea to switch in the middle of the game. So these are Motorola brand, and it's under state.
It's a superior product from the last
Oh, yeah,
model
but
as well.
they know it too, as you can see by the pricing
Yeah.
on it, so.
Now, is this all on the same band, Johnny? As
Yeah,
the
this is-
police?
well-
Because I remember back in 2011, they had problems with the police,
Yeah,
with the fire department. They couldn't
Yeah,
communicate.
and that
with
was
each
with
other.
the-
They changed it.
the Nextel Direct Connect stuff, which interfered with, I believe, the 800 megahertz system.
Right.
Our radios are, we currently use the 800 megahertz system, but they're also programmed for 700, so they're built in for future use as we speak. So there's actually several different bands on there. There is we learned this from experience. We do have cross communication now, all programmed into these with the police, Hamilton County. We can go across state lines. We just can't do Kentucky because they just went to the 800 megahertz. So, but yeah, the future is already in there. So.
They're still working with CBs over there, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. We evaluated our mobile radios, but they're in good enough shape. They don't, in our vehicles, so portables is what we need, so.
If you get what you need from us tonight, what kind of turnaround are you looking at?
Oh, no, I'm gonna put a rush on it.
Yeah.
It'll probably be about a month, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Chief. Okay, any other questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to, on the radio quote, to approve or not approve.
Well, the only problem I've got is, this first time we've seen him here at a meeting, and he's asking for more. It's been a year.
I warned him.
A year.
I warned him, Tony. That's all I could do.
Well, I'll come back more often now.
We'll see you next year.
I'll make a motion, we approve the quote.
All right, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I have no other new business nor any old business for this meeting. If not, I entertain comments from the audience. Yes, ma'am.
My question's for Angie.
Yes.
Is the renovation still gonna happen April the 16th, starting as planned? Because I go to the meetings over there.
Now that we have all of our funding secured, we're gonna start working with the contractor to get all of our contract paperwork, and we'll do a pre-construction meeting with them, and at that point, they'll have their notice to proceed. I would say it's probably it'll probably be still a little bit before it starts, but Butch will give you notice if you're in that first group of renovations. He may do the renovations of the vacant unit first so that you guys have a little more time. But he'll be in touch with everybody.
It's gonna be hard for these seniors to get help moving this stuff out.
That's right.
We'll provide assistance.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that
Not
question.
everybody's gonna get assistance, I was told.
Yep. You will
Family
get,
members has gotta be helping them, is what they're telling at the meetings over there to the other people.
you will be provided with assistance if you need assistance. Some people don't want people to help. They'd rather have their family help, which we are totally accommodating to that too. But yeah, you'll be provided with assistance.
That's the way it should be.
Yep.
They also
Thank you.
tell us you have to pay to help somebody move your stuff too. Because then when they move it back, you'll get reimbursed for what you paid. We had to grab a piece of paper, and Mr. So-called King told us that.
Well, here's the woman in the know, and she said no.
This is the lady with the money right there, Lee.
The project is subject to the Uniform Relocation Act, so you have to be provided for relocation assistance. So yep, you'll be provided with a unit that is similar to yours. You won't be asked to pay any additional rent for that unit. You're not going to incur any moving costs. So if you're ever asked to pay for your own moving costs, let us know. We do reimburse for things. So in another project, someone opted to get a storage unit, and that's something that we can consider as a relocation cost, but you shouldn't need to do that because you'll be moving your items to your apartment. So it should be that those things kind of go with you. So.
Different information than what's being shared at the meeting, huh?
And we will do a tenant meeting before everything gets started again. I know we did one back in, gosh, it was October, I think, before we went out for bid.
Right.
And so we'll do another one and let everybody know the scope of the work too, because we were uncertain what we could afford. And so now we can share what that scope is with all the tenants as well. So we'll do another meeting, and it may be the same day that we do the pre-construction meeting with the contractor.
Okay, with the meetings you guys have, the public, we're not allowed to go in and set in, they told us. With the, I was trying to get in with Butch to get into the meeting to listen about the money situation and everything. And then he come back out and said we wasn't allowed to go.
So that would,
And that was just recently, when the two contractors, all you guys got together
the bid opening?
last month.
Okay.
There's no reason they can't attend, is there, Angie?
No, I mean,
Well,
the bid opening, you would have been allowed to. We really didn't
There
make
was only
any
two-
decisions at that meeting.
Two bids, right? Five contractors showed up, but only two bids.
Yes, at
Yes.
our pre-bid meeting, there were 5 general contractors, yes. And at the bid opening, we received 2 bids. The low bid is the one that we'll be proceeding with, Performance Construction is the name of the contractor.
but you should be able to attend.
Yeah, but like some people, some people
Well-
say why they need to take everything
now your apartment, why can't they take one room, put in the hall, and do that, and put it back in and do another? There's only 3 rooms, it wouldn't take, you know.
You don't wanna sleep out in the hall, do you, Lee? You don't wanna sleep out in the hall, do you?
I mean, put that in the hall, and then put the other room, get that room done, and put the other in the hall, and do it.
Oh, I see what you mean. And not leave your apartment.
Cause they don't get enough room to move everybody out of their apartment.
Just think,
Well,
you're gonna,
the
hey,
things
just
that they're
think, Lee, it's
doing,
gonna be
Lee-
brand new.
We all knew. She's
The-
lived in the same apartment for 19 years.
Yeah. they'll
Some
all
of
be
what they're-
brand new.
Same thing to it.
Brand new.
Some of what they're doing
I
in
think
your
about the
apartments,
project.
they'll be working in all rooms at the same time, like running the heat and air systems. That's gonna be working in different rooms at the same time.
Or the wall units. They got
Yeah.
wall units.
Yeah, they're very quiet. You don't even hear them run.
I mean, hers is like all wall units.
Yeah.
That's all gonna go away, they told us.
And why do you think the garbage disposal is out too? That don't make sense.
Do what?
The garbage disposal is out of the apartments.
You don't need garbage disposals?
Yeah, they're gonna go away with the garbage disposal, right?
That's
just
a
pushing
detail
out
I'm not
all the
sure
things.
about. I'd have to ask the architect if that was in replacement or if it was removal.
Man, it don't make sense.
I can verify that.
As long as
I'm not
they
sure
leave
about
your
that.
hot tub, you'll be fine, right?
Yeah, but, and I also asked if they're gonna hook up the cable. They don't know. I said, I don't have a TV, I'm not going. I'm staying home. They never get me out of there, I'll stay there. I'm stuck.
Has anybody mentioned how happy we are to have you back?
I've got a lot of German now.
Yeah, I tried to get
Yeah, it is.
Well, she was sick, we tried to get her moving with us, and she wouldn't do that, but we were trying.
You didn't have a TV in her room.
She's back.
She would have her TV.
That's right.
Back.
That's right.
Thanks, Millie.
Come back and Persian cat. Take care
Yeah.
of the Persian cat.
Doing very well.
Thank you.
Any other comments?
She was pretty sick.
If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the claims.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I need a motion to adjourn.
I like his part. So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, Angie.
Thank you guys for coming out. Nice to have
Yeah, I'll
you.
get you. I had a couple bottles of water on
I get tired talking to the mayor all the time.
I don't blame you there.